Well, did I ever mention that I hate them telling me recording in progress now? Gets me every single time. But before we get started, let's go and thank the IG report for coming out and debunking another liberal lie that Trump cleared that fucking park to go see that church. Guess what? He didn't. Didn't tear gas anybody. So you guys are all stupid. Liberals, that is. They're my people, don't you know? Love me some liberals. Not really, but now we can get into the good stuff, which is the real privilege, which comes from white liberals. Lots of them. We all hate them. At least anyone with a brain hates them. They don't have brains. Live studio audience today. If that's what you want to call it. It's the studio. There's someone live. It's a real thing. But Hunter Biden, I mean, between the shady business deals in China, his drug problems, everything that they made excuses for, Facebook blocked anyone from talking about it during the whole election thing to make, Sleepy Joe look really good. And now we're getting all these racial slurs that he used with his very, very white lawyer via text message. He's a sweetheart. He's a real big sweetheart. Now I remember when Paula Deen said that she might have used the N-word growing up in Southern Georgia in the 60s. Her whole life got ended. Kyle Larson dropped an N-bomb with a hard R last year. He got thrown out of NASCAR immediately. He went and found success and found his way back. But, that all ruined their lives, but not a cricket about Hunter Biden. I wonder why. Oh, wait, because the other two people I mentioned are conservatives. They're not worthless liberals. Think if a Trump child did the same thing Hunter did, they'd still be talking about it now. I mean, shit, they're still covering all the stuff when he was like retweeting videos that were 25 minutes long where someone said white power at the end of it. I share videos all the time without seeing the end of it. Why? Because the first 3 minutes makes me laugh. Everyone does it, but the Trumps got lit on fire and Hunter Biden's dropping N-bombs and making Hennessy references. Who doesn't like stereotypes? Especially racially fueled stereotypes, coming from the super liberal Biden family, who I might add is worthless. Completely worthless. He hurts my brain. All of them. But it is amazing, isn't it? All those people lose their lives, their livelihoods. Trump's people get lit on fire for retweeting anything. Like everyone does it, but it's okay if you're a liberal. You could say and do whatever the fuck you want. And no one cares. Ever. They just make a million excuses for them. And all is forgiven within 3 seconds if they even mention it. Because, again, the mainstream media, it's the word I'm looking for. Worthless. Disgusting. Vile. Scummy. Shitty. Useless. Sounds like I'm mentioning a bunch of adjectives for someone that I once knew that was in my life. Can't think of their name right now, but when I look at my door right there, the color is very similar. It's got that pasty glow in the dark thing going on. That person is also worthless, scummy, shitty, shady, a dumpster fire, waste of oxygen, waste of a lot of things. And they're eating enough food to they're the reason that people are starving in the Congo. True story, bro. So see, that's why I don't like her. She's just like the useless media and all the Democrats because they're all worthless too. So cheers to that. Cheers to the logo on that bottle not showing up. So now no one can copyright my ass. Because they'd come after me. Because those cocksuckers like money. But what would happen, let's say, if I used a racial slur like that? My white ass would get thrown off of this thing. I'd get thrown off everywhere. I'd probably be picketing outside my house. Even though they'd have to make it here. And I'm pretty sure in my neighborhood, if an angry mob tried to come through, there's a lot of retired Marines, lots of guns. That'd be one of those good luck. You're a DEFCON if you get there. There's no way back out. If you come out into my cul-de-sac, you have to go, you could be screwed really fast. You can't get back out the neighborhood without going past like 40 houses. Can't go the other way without going for miles in a loop. Like you're just screwed. So they could try to pick at me if I did, but I wouldn't use it because I'm not a scumbag. I have a half tooth, big mustache, funny hat. I might drink a beer or 12. Cheers to that. But yeah, like how the hell come liberals and the Bidens and Hillary and it's like Hillary saying she never lost the election up to election day. The morning of the election, this past November, she was on TV saying she never lost and it was stolen. Then the second any of us say anything looks sketchy because Joe Biden suddenly gets 1 million in votes at 4 o'clock in the morning and everything's supposed to be shut and no one else that was running got any, and suddenly we're all crazy for thinking that that looks suspicious because it does. And we get called crazies, but yet the crazy liberals get to do it all the time. It's like Joe Biden. If you have to think if you're going to vote for him or vote for me, then you ain't black. Holy shit, what would have happened if Trump said that? What happened if I said that? What happened if Jen said that? Anybody said that? You're going like you're getting hit with a hate crime, but Joe Biden says it. It's like, oh, he's fine. It's just Joe. Yeah, well, at least he wasn't sniffing kids. He does. He has a penchant for you. And he's not referencing The Rock or the cooking that he is smelling.
That's a good one.
I'm punny. What can I say? I've had a few days off. But yeah. Like, how the hell do these people, like, how do they keep getting away with it? Maxine Waters telling people, she's liberal as hell, telling people to get up in everyone's face that supports Trump and his cabinet and telling them, get in their face, fight, push back. Or when people are dying in Minnesota and there she is telling people to get more aggressive with the cops. Like they're already throwing Molotov cocktails and cans of soup. And how the hell is going to get any more aggressive? I don't know. But she called for that and she got away with it. Why? Because she's a liberal. A worthless liberal. She has accomplished nothing except spewing hate and racism across the land because that's about all they're good for anymore. That's been their shtick since Barack Obama got into office. Then he wrote a book. And literally in the book, he wrote that the only reason Trump got elected was because all those white people felt guilty for having a black man in the Oval Office twice. News check, numbnuts. According to the demographics of the country, you needed lots and lots and lots and lots and lots, millions of white people to vote for you. Not only did they do it once, they did it twice. Because I checked the demographics, the percentages, and black people only make up 13% of the population. So 13 need millions of white people. And all those white people did not vote for Donald Trump. We voted for him because Hillary's a psychopath and she kills people and she lies and she completely crashes, servers that she shouldn't have had at her house in the first place that the government subpoenaed her to turn in, and she went and had them destroyed and she walked away with it. Look what happened when Donald Trump told his people not to talk to anyone during the impeachment thing. Suddenly they were trying to get everyone for obstruction and everything else. But Hillary can shatter all kinds of hard drives and erase millions of emails that she wasn't supposed to be doing at her house. And that's okay. That's okay. Why? Because she is the leader of the liberals. Actually, I think Barack's number one, Hillary's number two. But Hillary kills people, so maybe she should be number one. No one has that many associates that suddenly just suicide. It doesn't happen. I was in the Marine Corps. I know lots of people that killed themselves. Not as many have died when they tried to turn on the Hillary Clinton people. They're all nuts. There's that. How about Susan Rice? She just got another job. Remember after Benghazi when she said it was spontaneous, all caused by a video on YouTube, and she's still saying it. Even though there was over a year worth of requests for more help at the consulate because they thought something was going to happen that they ignored. That really happened too. Say the people act like this was a million years ago. It was just a few short years ago that happened. Because they were at a campaign event and that was more important than, I don't know, picking up the phone and sending them help before they just said, and they went anyway after 13 hours, and that's why all those people died. Because liberals are great and they blamed it on a YouTube video and they got away with it. or all of our friends in the left that have said there was all this proof of Russian collusion on air, talking to CNN and the MSNBCs and all those scumbags before they go in there. Then when they go under oath, suddenly they're testifying that there's nothing, they got nothing. They had nothing to prove any of it, but they got away with lying about that too. And all you stupid cocksuckers believe them on the left and tell me that I need to turn off Fox News. Maybe you need to turn on actual news. Turn on C-SPAN. They air everything. It's not edited down to make you people dumber. Even though it's pretty hard to believe that you can make them dumber. But as I digress, how about that drink bleach thing or inject yourself with bleach that Trump said?
That was funny.
But guess what? If you actually read the thing and you actually listen to it, because there are news stations that covered it all. So if we doctors can find a way to do what bleach does on the outside of the body, inside the body, that'd be great. He didn't actually say to drink bleach. And even the next day, if you went on and searched it, did he say do this? MSNBC, CNBC, CNN, all of them, all their fact checkers said no, he did not actually directly ever come close to saying that. Yet you cocksuckers still believe that too, because you listen to edited video clips, because you're too stupid to actually look up the real thing. Charlottesville, they're very fine people on both sides. Did we miss the part where he condemned the people causing violence on both sides? There were good, peaceful protesters on both sides until the idiots got there and people started dying. Pretty much what he said. But all they ever play is there were very fine people on both sides. They don't play the rest of the part where he condemned all the racist jackasses that were out there just killing people and causing chaos. You guys missed that. Why? Because you can't, I don't know, you don't have ears. Or how about January 6th? Go down there and peacefully and patriotically let your voices be heard. I don't know where the hell that sounds like he's telling anyone to go and burn the building to the ground. Oh, wait, they were attacking the building before he even said that in the speech. And they planted the pipe bombs the night before. And it couldn't be armed insurrection because they didn't actually arrest anyone with any weapons charges of all the people they've arrested. And they were all requesting help days before it happened. I know people there. And all the reports are out there. They were requesting help for days for backup because they knew something was coming. So, and Nancy Pelosi, who led the impeachment, actually turned down one of the requests. So I ask, how the hell was it a spontaneous thing caused by his words when they knew it was coming for like a week? And they turned down hell, he even requested for the National Guard. And Mayor Bowser turned his ass down the day before. But yet they still impeached him and ran it on that stupid thing, which is all another lie. You stupid, like, that's why I hate the left. It's not even the left. Like, that's why I just hate idiots, which is 90% of the voting base of the left. They're all uneducated idiots that tell us to turn off Fox News. Well, how about you turn off like Daily Mail, UK, CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, like the list continues. BBC, like everybody has an agenda. Hell, can you believe at one point someone told me that ABC News wasn't biased in any way? Like, have you ever, hold on, what channel is The View on? Which is literally called for pretty much the impeachment and death of Donald Trump for what, 4 or 5 years. Who was that? Oh, wait, they're on ABC. But yeah, they're not biased at all. At all. But you stupid just keep falling for it, which is why I drink heavily and I don't sleep at night, because you people are just too stupid. And it hurts my heart to know that there's that level of dumb. Like, it's really hard to be that stupid. Like, it actually physically is that dumb. It's like the same cocksuckers that said that they were happy that we got our first round of stimulus money last year, and if we did it then, we could do it again. Like, no, cocksucker, we didn't find it. We printed off trillions of dollars that we didn't have because we were already 899 billion with the B dollars, billion in the hole last year before we started printing money. And now your Lord and Savior Joe Biden has like 6, 7, 8 more trillion dollars. Started a war in the Middle East. Israel said, don't make a deal with the Iranians, or we're going to wipe them off the planet. And look what's going on there. Palestine is getting wiped out of there. I'm pretty sure the Iranians are next. And who was it? Well, they were Secretary of State that sold the Iranians a bunch of uranium from our stocks so they could have a nuclear weapon. Hold on, who was that? Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden. I think Blinken was their secretary. The same people that are now running the country again. done all this shady shit for years. And yet you people are all like, Trump did this. How about he's never condemned white supremacy? There's like a 10-minute video clip of him just condemning it over and over again on YouTube. Like, keeps going like this on loop many times. In the State of the Union, I think he did it like 9 times. He actually watched it and not the cut down version to make him look like an asshole. Thank God they spend so much money on video editing. I don't edit videos because, and at that same time, I had a screaming match with someone, screaming, legitimate, about the whole white supremacy thing. Nobody doesn't condemn. I'm going to lose a lot of friends at my podcast. Why? Because, yeah, I'm not a liberal, so they'll think I'm a Klansman racist. Just, well, most people that support Donald Trump are. He never condemns them. Like, he just made the Ku Klux Klan a terrorist organization last week. Who? Trump. No, who? The Klan. Those white supremacists that he loves so much? He just took away all their civil rights and liberties. They don't have them anymore. They're officially terrorists. But he loves them. Or how about those guys that tried to go after Gretchen Whitmer? Remember, they were all Trump supporters, right? Oh, wait, no, they weren't. They said that they hate all of them. They hate Trump. They hated Biden. They hated everyone. They just wanted her ass, communist dictator ass out of office. They didn't like Trump. Never mentioned that. The white kid, can't remember his name, Nicholas Sandman. And they made him out to be a bad guy, some high schooler. They was like harassing some Native American people. And then you see the whole video, they were actually like, they marched over to him and got in his face because he was wearing a MAGA hat. And which is why he got all kinds of money in settlements and is still winning lawsuits against CNN and all them for being such scumbags. Like, it's a repetitive thing. Like, when you have to retract your statements and change your story like every day, you might be wrong. In fact, it might be a little bit more than might be wrong. You might be full of shit. You might not even be trying. Because I don't think you are. I mean, and then they quietly edit it out and you never hear about it. They just change the story online. They don't come on air and say, yeah, we've that one up again. But they do it all the time. Like this is all just shit popped into my head. I didn't write any of it down there. Like, this is all just stuff they screwed up that comes to mind. Like, they're so terrible at it, but yet you cocksuckers keep listening to them. When I say you cocksuckers, I mean you cocksuckers on the left, not us fine folk on the right that actually, or in the middle. Damn who you are. If you have a functioning brain, you sure as hell ain't on the left. There's no one with a functioning brain supports pretty much burying the country. And remember, we said gas prices were going to go up. I mean, since election day, let's go and have they normally go up 15, 20 cents during holiday weekends, whatever, but 80 cents already, at least right here where I am, up 80 cents. That's not a small fluctuation. That's a lot of money. Inflation up. Interest rates going up. Somehow unemployment still went up. How the hell that worked? Trump was setting records for people coming back to work when he was there, and numbers are going down somehow, with our Lord and Savior jackass. Or the other guy, Bernie Sanders. Hey, remember $15 minimum wage? Good. Coming from the super liberal. You can't get more liberal than Bernie Sanders, except for Kamala Harris. And even he went, and they did the study because poor bastards running our budget, which means we're screwed. But if we put the minimum wage up to $15 federally, which means everyone has to comply with that level, 800,000 people would come out of poverty. But what was it? 1.7 million would go into it. That's coming from Bernie himself. Like, believe it or not, people, when you say I'm just a conspiracy theorist, it's amazing how all of them are coming very, very true. Or about that whole thing in Arizona where apparently they counted all the ballots again. They're 200,000 short. Where the fuck did they go? You don't just lose 200,000 ballots. They don't just poof out of thin air unless they were never there in the first place anyway. It's going to happen when they go through all that. And it turns out, Joe ends up like, oh, he lost this state, lost it. What are we going to do then? It won't even be a red wave in 2022. It'll be a tsunami. We'll be so red, we'll look like the commies. That's the only thing that doesn't make sense. Why couldn't the Dems be red and we be blue? Because then, it's perfect color for them because they are commies. Every last one of them. Gestapo, SS, where's your damn, let me see your vaccination papers. I mean, that goes straight back to Hitler and the SS and all that. Let me see your papers. Like, you don't do that in free countries. Last I checked. Yeah, there's amendments for that. I went over that, but I don't feel like going over it again today because that's a lot of writing, a lot of reading. But we're allowed to move freely, like wherever we want. Amazing how they took all that away during the apocalypse. People are doing vaccine passports. That's some good stuff. And guess what? That is very unconstitutional for all you people that are listening at home that are on the left. That's horrifically illegal. In fact, most of the shit they've been doing is horrifically illegal because we got a constitution. I'd show you it, but I only have one copy because, well, I was dumb enough to go on vacation for a week and came back and, well, the dog ate my constitution. Dog literally ate my homework. Was I happy? No. Did the dog get in any trouble for it? No, because it wasn't her fault. Yeah, I mean, just a few years there. I mean, the Russia collusion, again, one guy testified with the Ukrainian thing. Everyone else said no, it never happened, to include the president of Ukraine, everyone else listening, but you still went after him anyway. I mean, you guys just love to run on bullshit, and then you just move on to the next thing. That's how you know it's all fake. When they move on to the next story immediately the next day and it's just gone, that means it wasn't real because they wouldn't have to move on if it was actually a real story because they get to keep covering that. Yeah, well, they figured that one out. Let's move on to the next heaping pile of shit. That's not how it's supposed to work. Remember Walter Cronkite and all them when like the news was actually the news, where everyone had a news network and everyone could run their suck and
Back in the day.
yeah, the good old days when you could trust the media. Even though I'm pretty sure I've seen the numbers. The only thing people trust less than the media is everyone in Congress and Senate right now. Like their approval ratings are lower than the media. That's because they haven't done a goddamn thing in a very long time. That give people Biden bucks. No, there were major universities getting Biden bucks. Everyone was getting Biden bucks. Sean Hannity got sent Biden bucks. The guy's a bajillionaire. He's been on Fox forever. He got sent Biden bucks. Like that's how useless it was. I mean, I think there were Trump bucks back then, but I mean, yeah. Remember when they're saying the filibuster is bad? They filibustered just 97 times, I think, the Democrats last year. I think it was over 97. It's just that many times in the short time they were in session trying to get people money last year. And then they got in charge and suddenly it was racist. Why? So the Republicans can't shut down every stupid thing you're trying to do to ruin the country. I don't know. What's another 15, $20 trillion worth of debt? We're fisted. I could say that word. We are completely fisted right now.
Yeah.
That's a way around that. Fisted. That's what we are. And idiots just keep going for it. But I mean, like liberals, like it started out with Hunter, and well, it's just all liberals. And they are the only ones that have any privilege. They can get away with murder. They can get away with everything. Facebook will block you for telling anyone about it. You'll mention it, Facebook will throw your ass off. They don't care. Why? Because they're horrifically left. Jack Dorsey and Twitter, that's the reason I don't go on there, except for to see Iron Sheik tweets, because I love that man. He's a very angry human being, and when he's angry, I don't have to be angry. He actually makes me laugh. Like midgets. When I say midgets, I mean tiny children, not actual midgets. Little tiny terrorists. I don't care who you are. If you have kids or know people that have kids and you don't think the kids are terrorists, you're lying. Biggest terrorists on the planet, children.
They learn what they see.
They will get you every time. But I can go on and on forever. Don't really need to, though. I think I've covered like 15 things in like 20 minutes. And I just rolls. They make it easy. I don't have to try.
Yeah.
And a day when I don't have to try because they just suck that bad makes it real fun. But don't be scummy. Don't be a liberal. Then you're just a lying, hypocritical waste of space that's just trying to bury everybody. And mostly communist, if you actually look up their policies compared to there were lots of communist countries or socialist countries. I don't care if you call it democratic socialism or what. It's socialism. Just because you put the word democratic in front of it, it's failed everywhere else. Look at Venezuela. They were like the 6th richest country in the world when it came to oil. And look at them now. They're all starving in the streets and killing each other and fleeing and caravanning to America to get the hell out of there because the country went to shit in 5 minutes. Socialism is bad. The rich get richer. And you can imagine what happens to the poor people. It's kind of like trickle-down economics. when taxes went down, people might have made a little bit more money, but the median income actually went up higher for normal people under Trump with all that than it did under 8 years of Barry and Joe. Call him Barry because he's worthless. And like, so we're gonna, like, and they say it didn't work, so you're gonna flip that, ridiculously increase the corporate tax rate. So, like, if their one goal is to make hundreds of billions of dollars every year, or trillions, depending on who they are, what the hell do you think is going to happen when you like quadruple their taxes? I'm pretty sure that means prices are going to go up. People are going to get laid the off again because we saw this 12 years ago. It's like it just happened. And the normal people are going to be screwed because the billionaires don't give up. They just care about money. That's why there's so many self checkout lanes everywhere. Notice how you didn't see any until the corporate tax rate skyrocketed under Barry and Joe. So many jobs were gone. Unemployment was horrific and at all-time highs across the board. Self-checkout lanes were coming up everywhere, no matter where the hell you went. Like, it just happened. And yet you people think that like that's real trickle-down economics. When you screw them, they will really screw you because they don't care. They care about money. Lots of money. But there's another liberal myth. The hell do I know? I only pay attention, see, because all those years ago when Joe Biden voters were just worried about, like one night stands and bar hopping, taking rippers off the bongs. I was in the Marine Corps dealing, lived right across the street from you, theoretically. I mean, it was across the street. I mean, you were here, I was here, same thing. Down the road, down yonder. And I was actually living with this stuff because I actually had to care because, those two idiots were actually running the military. Well, I was in Iraq. So, yeah. This is the liberal slapdown because I hate you all. I could do it every day, all day, every day. I could do 95 shows a day. I could probably talk forever if I didn't hate the sound of my own voice. Thankfully, I have so much mustache I can't see my half tooth. So that's a plus. But I'll finally get off my soapbox and shut up. Remember to share the damn thing. Listen to it on Spotify. Appreciate that more. Sponsors like it. When you make the sponsors happy, you make me happy. When the sponsors are mad, I really don't care, but make the sponsors happy. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And until I decide to get back on here and jump back on my soapbox, peace.